Hello, everybody, once again, and welcome back to Goosebump Moment Presents a doubleheader, the second one this morning, and bright and early here in the States. And my guest is another returning guest, and today we're going to be talking about something that's near and dear to both of us. This is Kevin Roach, ladies and gentlemen, and Kevin and I have known each other now going on, oh my gosh, what, 3 years? Yeah, somewhere in there. And we're going to be talking about how important in the coming 2023 year networking is. Now, I know there's a lot of misunderstanding about how valuable networking is to a business and how much time it takes and all that. We're going to be talking about all the ins and outs of networking. And I'm very honored and very privileged to have Kevin here as a guest. Kevin, thank you for coming back.
Oh, you're very welcome.
All right. Let's talk about networking, my friend. You and I share something in common, do we not?
Yeah, we do. We met online as well, and that sounds a bit corny these days, but that's how everybody else is meeting. But we met online and sort of clicked, and we've been pretty good pals ever since. We meet each other every now and again, just we not have a regular networking session that we're on, but we meet each other often and always go in for a little chat together.
Yeah. Kevin and I share a birthright. Kevin is a Scottish heritage, and I have my Scottish heritage, and that a lot of our personal conversations are evolved around all of that. So it's such a warm. The networking part of this for me is not about business to business. It never should be. Never ever should be. But what is cool is that I have made friends all over the globe. And Kevin is one of them. And Kevin, I consider a very dear, dear friend. We've never met in person, but I consider him like a family member because we've had many discussions and we've had long conversations about this and that. And you get to know somebody. And that's the whole beauty of all of this. So from me to you, Kevin, thank you. And I really do treasure our friendship. Thank you.
Oh, good. Yeah, we were just talking before we went live there about networking in its basic and purest form. I was a hotel manager for 40 years, and I always tried to give work to the guys that were in the bar at 5 o'clock every night. You know, the regular guys that I would get to know them. I would obviously know what they did. An example I used as a painter. If I wouldn't want to take the risk, if I had a painter in at 5 o'clock spending £5 or £10 every week or every day, some of them, I wouldn't take the risk of having another painter's wagon there waiting to finish at 5 o'clock without even asking him for a quote or asking him to do the job. So that's just in its very, very basic stuff. The people you meet every day, you don't know who they know. And if you've got a problem or you need to try and get something fixed, then I would go local, get the people that I know first and give them the job for many reasons, because there's a little bit more accountability if you know the patient.
Exactly.
And you're keeping your money close.
And it's that know, like, and trust factor we all talk about all the time.
And guess what? They're more likely to come and spend money with you. And that's not why you're doing it, but that's what happens. And
it is
the way it works. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the way it works. Let's talk about the virtues of networking from a business point of view. Because you and I are members of your partnerships. Mm-hmm. And are you a member of the Trusted Business Community?
Yeah, well, but by association, because I was given a long membership. Hopefully a long membership from your partnership, and then they're so affiliated that if you're a member of one, you're automatically a member of the Trusted guys as well. So
right. Right. And see, again, that's the collaboration that
And that's
exists in networking.
because there's two organizations which to the outsider might be in competition with each other, but in actual fact you are much more likely to be more successful at what you do if you collaborate. So there's two businesses that collaborate that on the face of it, why should they? They're, they're,
Yeah.
they're
And
in competition, but they're not in competition.
they're not. Now, going back to your example of vetting out a painter for the example you gave, if that painter gives you a good quote and gives you good service and you like what they have provided for you, how likely are you to refer them?
Oh, lots, because it, you want to be able to give people good information, and people do ask you who's doing your rooms or who does that. Where would you go for that sort of thing? Because if I've had 5 or 6 bedrooms painted, then guess what? I have to tell people that that's been done because you just want to tell people that you're rolling your product along, you're modernising it, you're keeping up to date, you're not letting it get too shabby, and that's where people want to stay. To people that look after the property.
Well,
And
in business, it's 4 words. It's four very important words when you are contracting somebody to do something with, and those are: would you recommend them?
yeah,
And if that is a question that pops up and they're inquiring about somebody that's done work for you, those are the 4 important words. And if that worker has provided good sound services or a product at a very reasonable price and has done a great job, of course you're going to recommend them.
and that's the nicest phone call you can ever make. Is phone that
Exactly.
to say, look, I was talking to somebody else in the dining room last night. They're thinking of getting some work done. I've given them your card, so I'm going to do a good deal for them. That's all you need to do. But in actual fact, you've done him a nice service, and you've done your customers a nice service by giving them somebody that'll sort them out. So it's just a nice way to do business.
And in the long run, even though it's not spoken about, but they in turn appreciate what your generosity and your kindness has done. So they in turn are going to refer you.
Yeah,
It's that word of mouth. Kevin and I were just talking prior to going live here. There is a word that is not used in business, and it is one of the most important words ever in your business vocabulary, and it's called reciprocity. And it is the ability to refer and get referrals back.
yeah.
It's the sharing and the receiving of information back and forth among all the people that you come in contact with. That's the true beauty of business and
I
networking.
couldn't agree with you more, PJ. And you don't have to make a buck or a dollar or whatever you use over there. You don't
Yep.
have to make anything on the way past. If you just do that and help people out, there's lots of sayings and phrases that if you help enough people, then you'll get what you want. But you do, because what you're doing is you're building up a little trust fund that it's not the traditional trust fund, but it's our trust fund, and you're building up a situation where people trust you, and you become the person that they might phone first or use first or whatever.
Right.
So I just think it's the most
Yep.
natural thing in the world to do, and when you start doing it professionally, it's quite curious to see all the other people sitting around an imaginary table on Zoom and not really buying into that because they're really just looking for business. They're just talk about what they can do for you, right, rather than how can they help you. And
Wise words right there. I am, as many of you know, I am a prolific networker. I belong to 3 networking groups, but I have visited and been invited to probably, oh my God, 30 or more. And believe it or not, some of them are good. I'm not here to badmouth or put down any other networking group. They all have their strengths and they all have their fans. That's fine. But for me, it's all about the value. It's all about what I get back from them. And it's not about, as Kevin just said, it's not about putting $1 in my pocket. I cannot begin to tell you, just through all my connections, how many times I have referred not only a business, but the individual. I have helped connect so and so to somebody else. And then that's on them as to how they want to communicate or collaborate or however they want to do it. I am the connector. That's what I do. And it's priceless. And then in turn they say, "Oh, I met BJ the other day and oh my God, BJ referred me to a wonderful person that ended up giving me some business." And again, there is no greater reward than that. None.
No, again, taken back to, I feel as if I'm talking as a hotelier here, but I'm retired for 7 years. But to my mind, it's never actually about the bedrooms, never actually about the food that you serve, although they're very, very important. The most important part of it all is the people part. So if you've got the right people as staff, or you've got the right people as customers, then your life's a dream. So networking isn't any different to that. You just have the right people. If you know the right people, you know, and you know you can send them off to somebody else, and you know they'll be safe there, and you know that they'll be able to get on because you just know who they are, and that's a nice thing to have. I mean, I envy you the amount of connecting you've done. It's a very, very rewarding thing.
It is. I mean, again, one of the things that I have always taught my clients, my customers, and my coaching is that you've got to have passion and enjoy what you do. And if you can wake up in the morning, put your feet on the floor, and be excited to go to work, you know you're in the right profession.
Absolutely.
Because if you put your feet on the floor and you got, God, I got so many appointments, and oh my God, I got so much trouble today, go back to bed. I'm serious, because nobody wants to hear that grouch. Nobody wants to be in that mindset. We all want to bring something of value in to each and every person. So, I mean, we're all human. We all have down days. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, don't stay there. That's not a place that you want to bring to a one-to-one or a connection or somebody you're trying to refer to. Now, speaking of that, that's a good segue, BJ. Let's go back to that, what we were talking about, the like and trust factor. And I'm sure, Kevin, I want you to speak to this as well. I know that when I meet somebody for the first time, the first thing I want to do is have a one-to-one chat with them. I want to know more about them. I want to know what they do, why they do it, and again, a long list of questions. How long have they been doing it? Why are they doing it? I get a sense from them during that chat, and then I actually wait for a couple, 3 more times if I run across them, or I have follow-up chats, because that builds the trust in me. And then I will ask somebody else, have you ever met so-and-so? Have you ever had a one-to-one chat with them or anything? And if the answer is yes, and it was a good feedback, that's the person I will refer. I will not refer somebody I don't know, I've never spoken to, and I know nothing about. Mm-hmm. So you can trust me when I refer somebody to somebody. Kevin, is that how you do business as well?
Absolutely. You can't go on to a networking meeting, meet somebody for the first time, and then really the equivalent of hand their cards out to your contacts, because in many respects that person is representing you. Because
Correct.
if that goes wrong, the repercussions, you lose a lot of your trust fund. In fact, you might lose it altogether to say, look, this guy's just doing it. And then, of course, they're wondering why you're doing it. So they think there must be something in it for you. So you've given me such a bad guy, you must be getting paid a lot of money here. That's not something you want tarnished with. You need to keep yourself above all that. It's fine. Some people give you commissions, that's great, but it's not really, that shouldn't be what's driving the boat here.
Exactly.
The thing is helping people get these solutions that they need. So if you hear of somebody that needs a painter, to go back to him, then you can say, look, I know this guy. He's done some work for me. He's fair. He'll give you a good price, and he'll stand by that price, and that's it done. And you'll be in and out. You won't even know he's there. Or you can leave your keys with him, and he'll do it when you're out at work. Fantastic. That's the sort of thing people need to hear.
And that's a massive trust right there. So if this is the person who
to me and say, look, if you trust us, I trusted them with hundreds of pounds worth of equipment in the place, and put my reputation on it. I don't want a half-finished wall staring somebody when they put the lights on. That's just not the product I need.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Kevin, in the few minutes we have left, let's talk about the misperception about how much time networking really takes.
Well, I think, if you go to a meeting that's an hour long, well, there's an hour. But really, the time that it's simple. I think it's simple enough. It's the time that you put in, and effort you put in will be the sort of level of rewards that you would get if that's just what you're looking for. So you need to know everybody else. So that's why they tell you to do one-to-ones, because you need to know who you're dealing with. And let's face it, you're not going to gel with everybody. And there's going to be somebody there that's just going to talk all the time, like me at the moment. But there's not being to talk all the time, and you not get a word in edgeways to even tell them what you do. And you've got to listen to their sales pitch, and you think, okay, right, well, fine. Do I want to submit anybody to that? Don't think so. However, there might be other people that are just charming people that are interested in you, interested in your family, interested in what your journey so far is. And you think, wow, they're the guys that I would like to recommend. I would like to put that person in front of somebody else, because it's not going to come back to me in this negative way. Somebody's going to phone me up and say, thanks for introducing this guy, because that's what I wanted. And if it's the painter, it's the painter. If it's the plumber, it's the plumber. Or it could be a product or something else. But you need to know that that's going to all work out right.
And there is an old adage in business, in sales, that you've got to make far more contacts than you get back in return. So in making the connection here in networking, again, if you're from the sales arena, of that on average, out of every 100 calls or contacts you make, you may actually get 2 or 3 appointments or 2 or 3 sales. The same thing actually in reality applies in networking. You've got to have the exposure. You've got to have the know, like, and trust factor. You've got to be personable. You have to have, my favorite word, dynamicity. You've got to bring that dynamicity to the people in the group that whether it's face to face or online, and that creates that likability, that camaraderie, and then it's, if you make 75 contacts in that one setting, you may get 1 or 2 or 5 one-to-one contacts or phone calls resulting from that. It is a numbers game, guys. And the more that you are exposing yourself out there, the more contacts you'll make.
Oh, absolutely. I think if you take the 100 cold calls and you get 2 bits of business, that's fine. But if you did 100 serious 100 one-to-ones and connected with 100 people properly, then out of that, you'll know which ones are going to work for you.
Right.
You're going to get 15, 20 pieces of business out of that, because everybody understands what you do and everybody understands what you're looking for.
And I have to tell you, based on a survey that I was just recently involved in, and I'm going to be doing some live videos about that coming up. But from the consumer endpoint, let me tell you what they're looking for now, today, not a year ago, not 2 years ago, right now. They want that personal connection. They're tired of all the automated answering machines. They're tired of all the automated emails. They're tired of all the the non-person contact sources that we as business owners are using. They want an actual person. They value that conversation. They value that connectivity. So if you are a business person, hear me well, please, because um, reach out, have an actual conversation with these people. That's important. That's what they want. And I said this was a consumer survey. Guess what, guys? Even as a business owner, aren't you a consumer as well? I mean,
Absolutely.
you buy things, you buy appliances and furniture and products and health and wellness or vitamins or software or whatever it may be. You are a consumer as well. And who is it that you like to do business with? So keep that in mind, because what you give out, you give back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure, for sure. And if you don't give out, if you don't go and make the effort, then why should somebody make the effort for you? It's just as simple as that.
It,
So
1,000,000%.
I think you just networking is not complicated. It's not easy, but it's not complicated. It's just the way people should.
Yeah, it's just bothersome. That's a spam call, guys.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah. Okay. So, all right, Kevin, any last words that you would like to share before we end?
Oh, no, I just wish everybody a great time at Christmas time and have a good Hogmanay, as they would say in Scotland. So don't overdo it at Hogmanay. So you leave some of your liver left for January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, please, by all means. Have any special Christmas plans yourself?
Well, I'll be at home. My beautiful little grandsons and my daughter and our partner will be here with my wife as well. So we'll just cook Christmas here. So I've had to write to Santa just to let him know that the boys will be here overnight. So to drop his sleigh in and look after them for me, please, and that'd be
Yeah.
good.
Redirect those packages, those ever important
A
packages.
5 and a 3-year-old will just who will also get far too much and well, they're past playing with the paper now, but basically what they want to do is play with each other's toys, which just sparks the whole day off. So that's
Yeah, exactly. That's
yeah,
the joy. That's the true joy of Christmas, right there. Yeah,
all family and looking
yeah.
after them. The rest of
We here in this household are not planning on a very big Christmas. What we really do best at Christmas time is eat.
yeah, well, a bit of each. Yeah,
Yeah, we eat a lot at Christmas time, and it's a day of being with family, a day of laughter, a day of just not so much solitude, but of coming together and sharing and just spending a good quiet day with each other.
yeah.
That for me. That's a true joy. Yeah.
Well, it's the thing is, it's all about people. It's the same thing as anything else. It's all about people. In my case, it's all about the kids. Look after the kids, and everybody else will be fine. If
Yep.
they're miserable on Christmas Day, then by by reaction, everybody else will be miserable. So no, they'll have a great day, and I quite enjoy looking after them all as well. It's easy to
Yeah.
get a
And
turkey.
I have to tell you guys, he's got some beautiful grandchildren. Beautiful
Oh,
grandchildren.
well, they're almost internet stars in their own right. I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised because they're not here today. But most days they just bounce through that door over my shoulder
Yeah.
and and wave to whoever I'm speaking to. So it's nice. But BJ's been very nice to talk to them already, and they're always very good on the
Yeah,
internet.
they're a little bit shy, but at the moment, but that's okay. I mean, it's the age.
You're becoming their favourite auntie, so it's
Yeah,
that'll go off now.
that's good. I would love
I
to
just
be
don't want them
very
feeling you on their own. That's all.
Okay, Kevin, thank you so much for coming back and sharing and talking with me about the importance of networking. And from this side of the pond to yours and to you and your family, I hope you have the merriest of Christmas and a very happy and joyous and prosperous New Year.
Thank you very much. No, and the same goes to you and your family and all your loved ones, BJ. I really mean that because it's been a tough year for a tough couple of years for everybody.
It
And
has been. Yes,
hope we can all move forward now. That'll be lovely.
we will. We always will. Isn't that funny that there's always the sun on the downside?
Yeah, yeah.
From
I've
the
got
dark side of the moon, we always get light, don't we?
absolutely, absolutely.
So, okay, everybody, thank you for watching. And I don't think I have another interview coming up until after the first of the year. So, again, from me and Goosebump Moment Presents, from Kevin Roach, and from Scotland, and from all of us here at Goosebump Moments, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everything that you have enjoyed about what I'm doing and trying to get across here. So thank you so much, and we will see you all in 2023. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Take care. Have a safe and happy holiday, everybody. Bye bye.
Right, bye, bye, bye.